Karen kicked over my mom's wheelchair, got 45 days in jail. The park was supposed to be a sanctuary, a place where mom could breathe easy, her wheelchair gliding smoothly over the paved paths. I'd pushed her there every Sunday for years, her laughter mingling with the rustle of leaves. But that day, Karen's voice sliced through the calm like a chainsaw, demanding we move that thing because it was ruining the aesthetic. I'm Lena, 28, a graphic designer who'd moved back to our quiet suburban neighborhood to care for mom after her stroke. She was 62, fierce despite her frail frame, her hands still knitting scarves for neighbors, even though her legs no longer worked. The park was her escape, a place to feel human again. That Sunday, the air was crisp, the kind of autumn day that made you want to linger. Mom was telling me about her old teaching days, her eyes bright when Karen stormed up, her HOA badge gleaming like a sheriff's star. Karen, 50-ish, was the neighborhood's self-appointed queen. Her manicured lawn and perfect petunias were her throne, and she ruled with a clipboard and a sneer. "This path is for walkers, not wheels," she snapped, pointing at mom's wheelchair like it was garbage. I felt my stomach twist. "It's a public park, Karen," I said, keeping my voice steady. Mom's hand tightened on mine, her smile fading. "You're blocking the view," Karen huffed, gesturing at the empty gazebo nearby. "We're hosting a garden tour tomorrow, and this," she waved at mom's wheelchair, "is an eyesore." The words hit like a slap. Mom's shoulders slumped, her fingers fumbling with the scarf she'd been clutching. I stepped forward, heart pounding. "She has every right to be here." "Back off." Karen's eyes narrowed, her lips curling into a smirk. "Rights tell that to the HOA. I make the rules here." She leaned closer, her perfume choking the air. "Move, or I'll make you." I could feel the eyes of other park goers turning toward us, their whispers starting to build. I wanted to scream, but mom's soft voice cut through. "Lena, let's just go." Her words were heavy, resigned. I hated it. I should have walked away. I should have pushed mom's chair and left Karen to her petty kingdom, but something in me snapped. "No, Mom, we're staying." I turned to Karen. "You don't own this park?" That's when Karen's smirk vanished. She stepped forward, and before I could react, she kicked the side of mom's wheelchair. Hard. The chair tipped, and mom fell, hitting the grass with a sickening thud. Her cane clattered to the ground, groceries spilling from her bag, apples rolling, a milk carton bursting open. "Mom," I dropped to my knees, my hands shaking as I helped her sit up. Her face was pale, her breathing shallow. The crowd gasped, phones already out, recording. Karen stood there, unfazed, brushing her hands like she'd just swatted a fly. "She shouldn't be here if she can't handle it," she said, loud enough for everyone to hear. My blood boiled. I wanted to lunge at her, but mom's weak grip on my arm stopped me. "Lena, don't," she whispered. That's when Marcus appeared. I hadn't noticed him before, but he pushed through the crowd, his park ranger uniform wrinkled but authoritative. Marcus was in his 40s, a quiet guy who'd always waved at mom during our walks. He'd been a cop before taking this job, and his eyes now burned with a calm fury. "What the hell, Karen," he said, his voice low but sharp. "You just assaulted a disabled woman?" Karen rolled her eyes. "Assault?" She fell. "Not my fault. Her daughter can't control that chair." The lie was so blatant it stung. Marcus didn't flinch. He pulled out his radio, calling for backup, his gaze never leaving Karen. The crowd was growing, their murmurs turning into shouts. "She kicked it," a teenage girl yelled, holding up her phone. I got it on video. Karen's face twitched, but she doubled down. "You're all exaggerating. I barely touched it." She pointed at me. "She's the one causing a scene, bringing her mother out here like a spectacle." My fist clenched, but Marcus stepped between us. "Step back. Karen, now." His tone left no room for argument. She hesitated, then crossed her arms, defiant. The next hour was a blur. Police arrived, their lights flashing in the fading daylight. Mom was checked by paramedics, her wrist bruised but thankfully nothing broken. I stayed by her side, my heart racing as she tried to smile through the pain. "I'm okay. Lena," she kept saying, but her voice shook. The crowd didn't disperse. They stood, watching, some whispering support, others glaring at Karen. The teenage girl, Mia, showed her video to the officers. It was clear Karen's deliberate kick, the wheelchair toppling, Mom's fall. The evidence was undeniable. Karen's confidence cracked. It was an accident, she insisted as an officer cuffed her. "You can't arrest me for this," but they could, and they did. Assault on a disabled person, they said. She was led away, her HOA badge glinting mockingly under the park lights. I felt no satisfaction, only a hollow ache. Mom was safe, but the damage was done. The days that followed were chaos. The video went viral on X, shared thousands of times with hashtags like Shuri, Justice for Lena's mom. The neighborhood was split. Some defended Karen, claiming she was stressed or misunderstood, while others demanded her removal from the HOA. I didn't care about the online noise. I just wanted Mom to feel safe again. She stopped wanting to go to the park, her knitting needles untouched. "I don't want to be a burden," she said one night, her voice breaking. I hugged her, promising she never was. Then came the twist. Mia, the teenager who'd recorded the incident, wasn't just a bystander. She was Karen's niece. At the community meeting a week later, Mia stood up, her voice trembling but clear. "My aunt's always been like this," she said. "She bullies everyone, neighbors, family, even me. I recorded it because I'm tired of her getting away with it." The room went silent. Karen's sister, Mia's mom, was there, her face pale. She hadn't known the extent of Karen's cruelty until the video. It was a gut punch, a betrayal from within her own family. The meeting turned into a reckoning. Neighbors shared stories of Karen's tyranny, finding people for ugly mailboxes, harassing families over kids' toys left out. Marcus spoke up, revealing Karen had tried to bribe him to lose the incident report. The HOA board, under pressure, stripped her of her position, but that wasn't the end. The court date came a month later. Karen pleaded guilty to a lesser charge, her lawyer spinning a tale of momentary lapse. The judge wasn't impressed. "You targeted a vulnerable person," he said, his voice cold. "You showed no remorse. 45 days in jail, a fine and community service." Karen's face crumpled as she was led away, her perfect facade shattered. The crowd outside the courthouse cheered, but I felt no joy. I just held Mom's hand, her wheelchair steady beside me. Back home, Mom started knitting again. Slowly, the park became ours again, though I noticed her flinch at loud voices. Mia visited sometimes, bringing cookies she'd baked with her mom. "I'm sorry about my aunt," she'd say, and I'd tell her it wasn't her fault. Marcus, too, checked in, his quiet kindness a reminder that not everyone looked away. Karen's sentence ended, but the neighborhood didn't forget. Her house went up for sale, her petunias untended. Some said she moved to another state, chasing a fresh start. I didn't care. What mattered was Mom's smile returning, bit by bit, as we wheeled through the park again. Was justice served? I think so. But it's not black and white. Karen's actions came from a place of control, maybe fear, but they hurt someone I love. I'd love to hear what you think. Was 45 days enough or too harsh? Share your thoughts below.